YouTube. Here we go. YouTube, TikTok, thank you for joining me tonight. Wherever you're tuning in on the podcast, we appreciate all of you guys for spreading this message far and wide. In tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about, did Elon just start the Eclipse pump? So you guys have already seen, I've put out a couple videos in regards to the back-to-back eclipses that we got coming in. And no, this is not crazy talk. Pull up the moon phase chart. We're going to show you guys at the end of this episode the pattern that we've been watching and how it's been so spot on. So you can make fun of the astrology, the moon phases, and I don't know why these people worship this and why the timeline matches up, but that's what they do, and we're going to trade and make money based off that. We're going to talk about Elon buying Twitter, the ramifications. I tell you what, Twitter's already looking pretty lit today. I've been seeing a lot of funny posts and a lot more excitement back on Twitter. So that's good to see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if Trump's going to be back on Twitter. I put out a little video here before I got on this session and asked everyone if they thought that Trump was going to be coming back to Twitter. Going to be interesting to see. Mainstream news, Fox News, they're reporting that he's not coming back, but we'll see how that plays out. Nonetheless, guys, I think that we need to focus on what's happening right now in these markets. We got to prepare ourselves because either we're going to catch this alt season pump over the next month, or we could be going back into the bear market and that alt season pump might not be coming in. But we're going to go through the whole news here tonight, cover Ripple lawsuit update as well. Stathis, thank you for that super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you, Stathis. And in tonight's episode, I just want to say, if you could help share our message with other like-minded individuals, this channel is being watched closely. I speak in my codes. I do my dance with the censorship here. I'm just here to present information. I'm not here to give you guys financial advice, whether you're left, right, up, down, don't care. At the end of the day, I want you to make it. I want you to have a chance of surviving and thriving during the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. And this time that we're living through right now is testing all of us. We can feel it, right? The energy's coming in. This is going to be incredible. Back-to-back eclipses once again. I want you guys to be prepared. I'm going to be dropping a video. This one's going to be for my Discord group where I'm going to be explaining my updated portfolio. I have an updated exit strategy, and that's going to be adjusted based off of what we're looking at over the next month. Either we're going to get this alt season pump and we're going to be able to take some profits, and or this thing's going to continue on to the downside. But we're going to get into it tonight. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Okay, let's get right into it. So to start, as you guys have already heard here, Elon Musk has purchased Twitter. This one's from Anders L. The new owner of Twitter hates the SEC just as much as the XRP community. Amen to that, and all we've been wanting is a level playing field. All we want is free speech. All we want is people to be able to determine what the truth is for themselves based off of information and facts presented in an open forum that Twitter could be, right? And so I hope that this is going to be a positive direction for free speech, for truth, for being able to have public forums, being able to have a conversation with our fellow American, fellow people of this world without getting offended, without being little snowflakes that, have to force their narrative on other people. Now, look at this one. This is where it gets interesting, guys. Jack, that's Jack Dorsey from Twitter, puts out, I'm so happy Twitter will continue to serve the public conversation around the world and into the stars. And then we have Raoul Paul retweets, and he says, theory. Elon will try to run Twitter from satellites. No control by any government, as SpaceX sits above local internet and is hard to censor, as Ukraine has shown. The world is changing fast. This is not a theory. This is reality. This is already here. It's already underway. There's a reason why he had such tight connections with our Department of Defense. And if you look at not even just SpaceX, but you look at what he's got going with the Boring Company, what he did with Tesla, what he did with his solar company, he's been working hand in hand with the government for a while. I mean, many people in the business community have actually criticized Elon for that, saying that basically he can't run a business without using the government's money. Nonetheless, what we're seeing here, I think, is a good step in the right direction. What he did with SpaceX by keeping up the internet over Ukraine during this crisis, that's a beautiful thing to see. And this is the new quantum financial system. This is the satellites in space that are going to be running the nodes. This is it. It is not a theory. It is not crazy talk anymore. You know that if Raoul Paul's covering it, it's something to consider. And I'm going to tell you right now that we already have the documentation evidence on all of that. That is easy to prove, and that is underway. And we're just getting started. This is a beautiful time to be alive, guys. But we are, going to be seeing how this one plays out as far as Elon owning Twitter. Wanted to cover this from James Phelan. This is a amicus brief challenging the SEC's enforcement of gag orders against defendants who settle with the SEC. This is worth reading if you want to understand how the SEC operates. So basically, if you settle up with the SEC, you're given the gag order. You're told not to speak, right? You're not supposed to talk about it. So we have Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, and it does appear like some other people are involved in this as well. They filed an amicus brief challenging the SEC's enforcement of the gag orders against defendants. So remember, Elon Musk said that he had to settle up with the SEC. They've basically forced him to. Otherwise, he was going to have to fold over Tesla. And this just relates to basically the SEC is being questioned now by even the likes of Mark Cuban. I mean, just basically everyone across the board who's pro-free markets, pro-capitalism, pro-America, pro-level playing field is seeing that the SEC has been bought and paid for, and the criminal corruption goes all the way up to the tippy top. And I do hope that we'll be able to fix that here shortly. Now, Elizabeth, I got a plan for that. Warren had to chime in on the Elon Musk deal. She says, this deal is dangerous for our democracy. Billionaires like Elon Musk play by a different set of rules than everyone else, accumulating power for their own gain. We need a wealth tax and strong rules to hold big tech accountable. So just like Joe Biden says, we are not here to protect wealth building, right? What was this December of 2021? Guys, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate all your support. Brad Garlinghouse throwing it down. He says the USA is effed. Now, I couldn't help but think of Dan Pena telling us how Elon Musk's favorite word is the F word, how all these guys, they put out this image, right? This squeaky clean image. But behind the scenes, they swear like a sailor. I mean, I just couldn't help but think of Dan Pena. But it's so true. And I love to see it. I love to see it from Brad because we're frustrated, right? And it's not just about the XRP army. This is about freedom, truth, and everything that made this country great. The shining jewel of the whole world was America, free capitalism, and what we created here. This is why so many people, the melting pot that we created, it's a beautiful thing, the diversity that we've created in this country. It's supposed to be a level playing field with opportunity for everyone to pursue their dreams, pursue happiness, right? And like Brad Garlinghouse here says, the USA is effed. And it's because we've been infiltrated by socialist communists. It's an absolute communist agenda because it's one thing to be, to be a quote unquote Democrat. And I hate the whole left right thing. It's one thing though to have your opinions and whatever. But it's a whole nother thing to be against the foundation of this country, which is the Bill of Rights. Right? There's a very important reason why they put it as the First Amendment, why they put that Second Amendment in there, why they put that Fourth Amendment in there, right? And then you name out the rest. The founders were very intentional with how they created this country, and they knew how to resist a tyrannical government that did not have the interest of the people at their best, serving the best interest of the people. So huge shout out to XRP Darren, by the way, Fame21 More. Yeah, thank you for doing the research on this one, brother. Huge shout out to Fame21 More, XRP Darren, OG in the XRP community for finding this one. But yeah, you guys can go listen to that one yourself. I love to see it. I love to see it, Brad. We feel it. We feel it, bro. Let's continue on. This is from Ashley Prosper. We have a little thread here on why Ripple wins on fair notice defense, which, by the way, thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. Cheers. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself here. And let's run it up tonight. Thank you for sharing this stream. YouTube, if you could hit that thumbs up for me, I'd greatly appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Oh, it looks like YouTube went down. See, this is what happens, right? They're censoring us right now. Right? We hit it too hard on the truth. And we were being soft. Guys, I freaking softball it and they still take me out. You guys see it, right? I speak in my code, I do my dance, and I softball it, not even saying what really needs to be said about these people. And they still want to censor us and take us down. I mean, wow, it's just unbelievable. But this is why, guys, we did create a Rumble channel. So we're on Rumble. The fact of the matter is though, it's just like Twitter. We shouldn't have to leave these platforms, these public platforms, these town squares where everyone wants to be at. Like, I'm going to be honest, YouTube works the best. Twitter works the best. I don't want to have to go to these other platforms that, quite frankly, they just aren't caught up to speed yet. When we look at Rumble, when we look at these other various platforms, this is where the conversation is happening. And yeah, anyways, YouTube, are we still live, YouTube, or did we get executed? Cheers to fighting the good fight. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in with me tonight. What's my take on Soros investing in Polysign? I will talk about that. Yeah. Yep. All the ducks are lining up. Yep. Getting all the ducks in the row here. Okay. Let's continue on. This is a thread on why Ripple could win this case on fair notice. First off, the SEC provided no clear guidance. Next, the SEC provided no action letters. The third reason, the Hinman speech gave market participants the idea that tokens similar to ETH were okay. So Ripple didn't even do an ICO, right? But they gave the impression that if you did it like Ethereum, that if you became quote unquote decentralized like Ethereum, that you would be good to go. Reason number 4, the SEC itself was confused about which digital assets were securities. Reason number 5, FinCEN and the Department of Justice both classified XRP as a currency. Reason 6, legal counsel from the same firm that advised Ethereum said XRP unlikely to be a security. And that's going to be your Perkins Coie. Then we have reason number 7, Brad had meeting with the SEC commissioner, left feeling XRP was fine. Reason number 8, XRP may be mentioned in the Hinman emails as not a security. And this is why they don't want to give up the emails. The smoking gun of the whole case is those emails, and we're still riding on that. The SEC did not want to allow the court to decide this case on fair notice, but because it survived their attempts to dismiss it, there remains this constant looming precedent setting threat of losing on the fair notice defense. So here's why I wanted to bring this up. I want to be clear about this. Even if Ripple wins on fair notice defense, that does not mean that the rest of the crypto space has a free pass. Because Ripple didn't do an ICO. The rest of the space still did an ICO. The ICOs, the way that most of them are structured, 100% meets the Howey test for a securities offering. All of them were unregistered. That is the easiest case for the SEC to have, right? And it's very simple. And let me remind everyone, I'm not a fan of our government. I do not like the SEC. They've absolutely failed us, and I do not feel protected as an investor. And I don't need the SEC to protect me either. Shut the whole thing down. The reason why they're here, though, is to regulate securities offerings, just like 99% of the ICOs were. So the fair notice defense is there. The Howey case is well established law. If you raise money, right, and people have an expectation of earnings based off of someone else's work, it's very simple, right? All of these meet the definition of a security. All of the ICOs, nearly all of them. So a lot of people think that, oh, if Ripple wins on fair notice defense, the rest of the space is going to be good to go. Wrong. Ripple never did an ICO. They were gifted the XRP by the creators, right? By Jen McCaleb and Arthur Brito, David Schwartz. So there was no ICO. So if Ripple wins on fair notice defense, that does not give the rest of the space a clear. But we do have to consider that, the fair notice defense is still there. We know they're trying to cover up the Hinman emails. I could see this thing being a fake out and we settle up before December, but obviously I'm biased, and I told my Discord group this last weekend that I'm not here to get us hyped on settlement coming in like this week, settlement coming in this next month. As far as the case goes, we're still waiting on a couple of rulings in regards to the emails. And then, they're giving us the timeline of August, November, December. But like everything with this case, it's smoke and mirrors. So this thing could be settled up way before that. And one thing that I was talking about with my Discord this weekend was Biden's executive order. We couldn't quite remember. I'll have to look this up later. But it gave all of the agencies and departments a certain time frame to respond to Joe and to the White House with how they thought that they could work together for regulating digital assets. So it kind of lines up with regulations are already being debated in Congress. We're already having these hearings. Obviously, they move slow. They show up in D.C. to work 2 weeks out of the whole year. It's an absolute joke. But we know that we're here at this moment where the rest of the world is regulating cryptocurrencies. They're providing clarity. They're spurring innovation in their countries. The USA, we are being left behind. We are being held up. So, it's good to see. We have the crypto executive order that came out from Joe. All of the agencies have to report on that here soon. And then we have Congress already working on certain bills. And the one kicker that I've mentioned before in the past is you have to watch the states. These states and even certain cities are moving full ahead, adopting cryptocurrency, setting the rules, setting regulations. They're going ahead. So they're actually forcing the hand of the federal government. And so basically, to summarize this up, guys, I would not wait on the sidelines. I would not be selling my XRP to buy back in later. I already saw some of those tweets coming out yesterday. Just someone said, I sold my XRP for WTK. Whatever that project is that everyone's been hyping up recently. I don't even know what it is or what's going on there. Some dude sold his XRP for that, and he says, I'll be back in 6 months. I think that those types of people are going to get burned. And this is all part of the shakeout. This is all part of the most staged lawsuit in the history of the SEC. Let's continue on. You guys need to get prepared right now. I need to get more prepared right now. And we're already tapped in. We're already making moves. But this is pictures and scenes coming out of Beijing right now. This is from yesterday. Shelves emptying quickly in Beijing right now, after 3 rounds of mass testing was announced for the Central District about an hour ago. So there's still some stuff going on over there in China, and you're seeing the ramifications being spread out throughout the whole world with the supply chain crisis. We already mentioned all of the food distribution plants, all of the food processing plants that have had little accidents happen recently. I don't believe that these are just coincidences. I think that this is all being set up by design to squeeze out the people right now. Basically, the narrative has ended, and this is one of the predictions that I had at the start of this year, was that they were going to ease restrictions, we were going to be able to live free again, but then they were going to rug pull our economy. And I did not expect the war to come in, and I did not expect the supply chain crisis to get worse. And we knew that inflation was bad. We know that they're lying to us. Real inflation is probably about 17% right now. We didn't expect a few of these events to really be hitting so hard, so fast, and it's only going to get worse. This is just a start. What you're seeing right now at the pump, at the grocery store, when you go to renew your lease, when you go to buy a house, it's just a start. The rates going up, they're telling us, is just a start. So we look here, this is going to be ugly, guys. This is going to be ugly, and I want you guys to be prepared. We just did 2 prepping classes in my Discord group this last month. And we're talking about this because not only do we have natural disasters, we have cyber attacks, we have terrorist attacks, we have inflation. So even if the world doesn't end, your grocery bill is 25% higher than it was last year. It's 50% higher. The cost of lumber is 76% higher year over year. Your rent's going to be bumped up 20%, right? You're going to get killed here with inflation, right? And then even if you have the money, it's a rush for essentials and value right now. What you see right now in the start of real inflation kicking in is it's a rush. The people are using the dollars to acquire real assets, real essentials, real value as soon as possible. So the discretionary income is not being wasted as much on BS. It's got to go to paying the bills. It's got to go to covering your essentials. We don't have enough essentials for everyone right now. This is getting jacked up. Our whole supply chain crisis, our whole planting season is being missed. We've been fat and happy here in America. And I love to say this. We've been fat and happy here in America. Okay, we're going to feel it. It's coming here. We're seeing it right now over in China. We're seeing it across the rest of the world. Here in America, we still have stuff on our shelves. What they're doing right now is instead of a 32-ounce Gatorade, you're going to get a 28-ounce Gatorade instead of, basically getting your serving size that you were getting before. They've cut down the serving size. They're cutting down the quality. They're cutting down the service. Customer service is dead. It's been dead for the last 2 years. This is all inflation. So they give us inflation's 8.5%. That's not the real world. The real world is if you have a problem with a company or anything, you try to pick up and talk to an actual person, good luck, right? Customer service is dead. And you're seeing right now that even if you have money, you're not able to buy the products that you want. They're replacing the name brands with other, other brand names that aren't as popular, right? This is all just subtle things that we're starting to see, right? And if it's getting this bad now, just think where we're going to be at come this fall, winter time. We still have a rough road ahead, in my opinion, and I really want you guys to be prepared. This article here from Bloomberg: expensive fertilizers and freight rates are threatening to worsen the global food crisis. So we saw, because that Shanghai port got shut down, we started to see they were starting to fly more cargo. Well, you can only haul, I think 2 cargo containers per plane? Or even, I don't know what the deal is, but essentially the cost, they're 2 to 3 times as higher when you're sending things through plane versus these cargo ships. So this is getting bad, right? Expensive fertilizers and freight rates are threatening to worsen the global food crisis. I just saw an article today from Janet Yellen saying that this is like a top issue right now. When they're telling you, Janet Yellen is telling you that the food crisis is bad, you know that it's 10 times worse than what they're telling you, right? And that we're late. You're late, right? If you haven't already been prepping. So this month we had 2 prepping classes. The first one was on the basics of how to store food properly, because a lot of people don't understand. They think that you can just go buy some canned goods, put them up on the shelf, and you're going to be good. We've taken our game to another little bit further than that. And so that first class was about essentials of storing food properly, just the basics of essentials, getting started with prepping. You don't need to have a whole doomsday bunker prepped out. You need to just have, a couple weeks worth of food and water would be nice to have, just in case, right? But I also believe in prepping on essentials and stocking up on essentials because of inflation. So I have a baby girl, right? I've been stocking up on the diapers, wipes, all that stuff, right? So that's just beating inflation, staying ahead of the game. And the second prepping class that we just had was a little bit more in depth on surviving a grid down scenario. So when the lights go off. And huge shout out to Nicole. I really appreciate her for sharing this information with us. I love her sharing this information because she's lived through it and done it. And like I said, the natural disasters hit. We already see massive amounts of cyber attacks. Go look at how many food processing plants just got hit. We don't know what's in store, but we sleep soundly at night knowing that we've made the correct preparations, that we can ride out a storm, that we've hedged our bets against inflation because we hold precious metals and we've already stocked up on the essentials that we need for the next 6 months to a year. So that's what that's been about. Let's continue on here. So this, folks, strap in. We've gone from record easing, record money printing, to record tightening. This won't end well. Our CCI composite combines the 5 key drivers of the profit cycle. Stay far away from risk-on strategies. I'm going to be talking about this in my updated exit strategy that I'm going to be giving to my Discord members here next month. Yeah, next month. Because what I'm looking at is sell in May and walk away, even if we don't catch a pump. It may be time to go risk off even more so. Now, I have very little in the cryptocurrency market other than a fat bag of XRP and a good bag of XLM. But I've already been in cash. But folks, I'm going to be adjusting my exit strategy based off this, because this is coming to a point of either we're going to catch this final alt season pump. I don't know what the catalysts are going to be. Maybe Elon started it right here, right? But we got to adjust our exit strategies, and we got to prepare for not catching an alt season and what it looks like if we continue to the downside, if we continue into a bear market into this fall, winter time. So, when you go from record easing, record massive money printing to record tightening to stopping the pump, stopping the injection, that's going to end badly, right? And so let's see here. Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem says he and other central bankers no longer think inflation will be a relatively short-term phenomenon. You don't say. Yeah, so like I said with Janet No Telling Yellen and with these, these Fed guys, when they're admitting that we have a problem, you already know it's 10 times worse. Okay? No duh, right? Like, obviously, inflation is not transitory. We knew that was a lie. We know that we're just getting started with the liquidity debt crisis all hitting at once, along with our food, water, the whole show here. We're being attacked on every level. Let's continue on. So with the London Metal Exchange stopping gold and silver futures in July, it is worth reminding that India's national stock exchange is working on a new exchange for spot gold. Also, China has been focusing on accelerating efforts to build up its futures markets. You are about to see all of the derivatives markets. You are about to see all of the spot markets represented on distributed ledger technology. That's where this is going. And this is a beautiful thing to see. So when we look at, a reset of the financial system, a reset of the stock market, we know it's been out of whack. We know that we've been, this thing's been jacked up, completely out of control with derivatives. And this is why we have such suppressed assets. But the London Metal Exchange said that they're going to stop trading the futures on their gold and silver in July. India is doing a new stock exchange, for spot gold. And then China is going to be accelerating efforts to build up its futures markets. So this is the reset, restructuring, revaluation that we've been talking about. This is beautiful to see. This confirms a lot of what we've been focusing on and researching over the last few years. This tweet from Rothschild von Bilderberg, Mason Rothschilds. The day the lawsuit was filed, the XRP price dropped from 55 cents to sub 21 cents, if I'm not mistaken. But on the same token, the price moved to nearly $2, which is around 800%, all during the same lawsuit without any solid news or hint of Ripple winning the case. Understand that there's a serious price manipulation. Market makers are heavily in control, in play here that goes beyond anything that any of us can comprehend. Our collective common sense are telling us that this whole shenanigan between the Ripple and SEC is too odd for words. So trying to find a logical price action pattern from a YouTuber's TA video or hint on a baby turtle picture of Joel Katz is a waste of our precious time. I love that. That is so funny. All of us trying to decode all of David's tweets. It's so awesome. So trying to find a logical price action pattern from a YouTuber's TA video or a hint from a baby turtle picture of Joel Katz is a waste of our precious time. Don't let them pimp your emotion. This lawsuit can be over in 2025 or by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. In both scenarios, you won't be able to anticipate or see it coming. Otherwise, it would be too easy. They have a timeline that you are not part of. You are just a pawn and distraction in the grand scheme of things, just like Brad Garlinghouse have told you over and over again. Long story short, hodl, dollar cost average, diversify, and think long term. One thing's for sure, we're early adopters of one of the greatest digital assets in the space, and we're on the right side of history. That should put your mind at ease. If you have made it this far, God bless you and yours. Amen. Amen. That is exactly how I feel about this whole thing, right? We spend time looking at the charts. We spend time trying to do the decodes. At the end of the day, we have enough information that we know that if we're wrong, even 75% of what we believe is wrong, we still get rich. We still make money. We still change our lives. So we are on the right side of the truth. We are on the right side of history. This thing will play out. All truth will be revealed, and it's going to be a beautiful thing to see. Now let's take a look at the market. So Bitcoin is back up above 40K. 40,600 is the price of this recording. That's good to see. XRP back up to about the 70-cent level. Okay, so the whole market caught the Elon pump. I'm going to pull up the chart here, and I want you guys to take a look at this. This is the same chart that I was sharing with my Discord Patreon members this weekend. New moon solar eclipse of 4:30. We have supports at 63 cents, and our current resistance is about the 77 cents. And you know, I'm just showing you guys basically the range that we're trading in, and I'm showing you the moon phase pattern because it has been so spot on for us. For those of you guys who think it's a joke, let me explain this once again in very simple terms. We're watching a moon phase pattern where you get a new moon that comes in, and then you get a full moon that comes in. We are seeing the prices top out around the new moons, and then we're seeing the cycle bottom around the full moons. This is not an exact science. This happens about 5 days before, 5 days after. Huge shout out to Waters Above Crypto for sharing this and getting this information out to us. We've been on this pattern since Rosh Hashanah, since the start of the Shemitah year, September, back last year. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should research those terms. Shemitah year, right? This start of the Hebrew calendar. This is based off the Hebrew calendar, the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. This is the pattern that we've been watching since that moment and how we've been able to predict where the market's going to go. And I've been saying that the market's going to move back up to the upside to finish off this month into that new moon that's going to be coming in on April 30th. This is going to be a partial solar eclipse on that day, April 30th. The market moved down after I put out this prediction to my Discord members, and I think I've put it into a couple YouTube videos here. I still stand by what I said, and sure enough, we've already recovered back up. We had dumped over the last 24 hours back down to about the 64-cent level. I said our support's here at 63 cents. We tapped down at about 65 cents, 64, 65 cents. Back up to the upside here today, and I think that this momentum is going to carry until that new moon. With that being said, let me back up and explain our current thesis on where the market's going to move short term. Full moon comes in on May 16th, and it's going to be a full lunar eclipse. So we have back-to-back eclipses. Let me take you back to November, December of last year. Last year, we had back-to-back eclipses in November. We started off with a lunar eclipse, and then we went into a solar eclipse in December. The solar eclipse came in around December 4th, I believe. That was the new moon date, and we got a 40% liquidation event. Massive amount of energy came in and it liquidated everyone. One of the biggest dumps in cryptocurrency history. Okay, so I do not know what's going to happen. Let me just be real clear about that. I do not know what's about to happen, guys. I really don't care what happens either. I've put out this information for those of you guys who are trading. For those of you guys who are looking to see when you could accumulate more, quote unquote, buy the dip. I'm going to tell you guys when I think the dip's going to be coming in. And right now, I would not be, you can see, I think that we're going to be moving back up, at least up to that 77 cent level. Maybe we can break back above 80, but we're going to have to watch some key levels here for Bitcoin, for the whole space here. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. And we'll just take what the market gives us, what the market makers, the mass manipulation magicians are doing behind the scenes by worshiping the moon phases and doing this whole thing by worshiping the sun. This is what they do. I don't know why they do it. You take it up with them. Don't shoot the messenger here. Okay, I just pull up the moon phases here on my chart and it's pretty freaking clear, right? And there's a reason why, we've been using this. So with that being said, market's going to move up till the end of the month, and then it's a crapshoot after that. I don't know what happens next. They could send it, or we could be looking at what happened last time, which was a mass liquidation event. They killed us. They killed us on that. Everyone was so bullish going in to that December timeframe, right? We'd already topped out at 69K in November. Things were looking better than ever. XRP, right, was doing well. It was all great. And we're all thinking, okay, this is lining up perfectly. I said that once again, for the third bull run in a row, Bitcoin's going to top out in December, just like it had the previous two bull runs. That was completely wrong. The new moon came in and they just dumped on us in a mass manipulation liquidation event. But we knew that the bear market was going to come in after we suspected another top was going to come in. The top didn't come in, but the market crashed after. We knew that was going to be coming in because the pattern was all previous bull runs, the market had topped out in December, and then that was it. XRP topped out in January, about 2 weeks after Bitcoin topped out in the previous bull run. So that's why we thought, we were going to top out again in December for Bitcoin, and then we thought the XRP was going to lead the way into the new year, into January. Boy, were we wrong, right? And I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. We've made a few predictions here that have not turned out exactly how we thought, but we did call the bear market entry for Bitcoin in December by using this pattern and by looking at the historical charts. So for what it's worth, that's the TA analysis that I put a little bit of weight on. The main reason why this even matters to me and why I share this information is for those of you guys who are looking to add to your bags. I know that you guys get caught up on waiting to buy the dip, on waiting to buy XRP 5 cents cheaper. You only have $500 to invest. It doesn't matter. That's the truth. It does not matter. If you have tens of thousands of dollars to invest, okay, maybe we could start to worry about that a little bit. But if we're just dollar cost averaging every paycheck, every month, like we've been doing in our community, we look to purchase around these full moon dates, and then we ride the wave, and we're here for the long term. So we're just buying the dips. We're just buying the blood, buying around the full moons. If you are doing the trading hustle, I would definitely be looking at this as well. I told my Discord this last week, and I said, if you guys are looking for a short-term move over the next week, I would be looking to buy right now. You would have ideally been buying over the last 24 hours when this market was coming back down, because I was still holding firm. I still am holding firm that we're going to be going back up to the upside. I figured that what was happening over the last 24 hours was a short squeeze, and that does look to be the case. We'll see where it goes from here. Maybe I'll be wrong, but that's what we're looking at on the charts. At the end of the day, just like the last tweet that I covered, what does it matter when we're talking about where these assets are really going to be going down the road? I'm not here for new all-time highs for XRP. Let's go. I do not care about $5 XRP. I'm here to put a dent in the universe just like Ripple is, right? I'm here to run trillions of dollars across this blockchain, run percentages of the global payments, the whole internet of value, the whole quantum financial system. There are a few ledgers that are ready to actually solve problems and handle this situation. We've invested accordingly. We are continuing to stack precious metals. Yesterday, I put out my deep dive on the Stellar Lobster Quantum Financials ecosystem. You guys can check that out. Right now, I do not have enough information to be putting any money into that. Okay. But a lot of people have been reaching out to me. I'm probably going to be speaking to some more people on that. We'll see what information we can come across. For now, over the last, basically since December, we've been watching and enjoying the show, right? Sitting on the sidelines with our cash, waiting to pounce. So with that being said, guys, I want you guys to adjust your exit strategy. Be ready to sell in May and walk away. I will not be selling my XRP. I will not be selling my XLM, but on the rest of my cryptocurrencies, I may be looking to offload them if we do get some sort of movement up here to the upside in May. This looks like our last good opportunity until September, October timeframe. And that's just historically, if you look at what has happened to the markets during Shemitah years in the past, you have downside, you have basically a little bit of an upside movement around May. They say sell in May and walk away. And then you see some action in September, October as well. So that would be us coming out of the Shemitah year into September, October timeframe. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. The macro situation is absolutely horrendous, but the people want, the people are still trying to make some money. So this is why we see Dogecoin pumping recently, right? We have Elon tweeted out. Now all the doofus morons get in on Dogecoin. People are trying to buy Twitter right now and run that up. By that time, it's too late. I would personally be offloading whatever Dogecoin I have right now. That's not financial advice. If I had Dogecoin, I would be dumping all of it now, right now. Do not expect this to last long. If we do get an alt season pump, it's not going to last long. So that's why I'm saying adjust your exit strategies, tighten them up, maybe reduce the levels that you see this thing going to. We might not set new all-time highs for some of these cryptocurrencies. I'm not going to be selling my main bags, but you know, I'm looking to see if this is true. If we don't get the alt season, then we're probably going down another 50%. So we're going to be able to get these coins half off or close to over the next few months. So that's going to be a beautiful blessing. Right. With that being said, let's go into rapid fire Q&A. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate all of you guys so much. If you're looking to join our exclusive Discord community, just head on over to zachrector.com and it's all over there. You guys can join up, sign up. I appreciate all of you guys. We just created a new tier. It's only $5 if you want to support the channel on Patreon. It's over there for a $5.89 spot. We would greatly appreciate that. We appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Okay, let's run it up Q&A session. What are we working with tonight? My ice has been melting here in my secret sauce. But cheers to all of you. God bless. I was approved as an accredited investor. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I feel like some of you guys are lying on that, but that's hey, if you can acquire the assets, good on you. Your video XRP explained was excellent. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right. Brian upped it to a 40 spot, brother. Golly, Brian. Missed the live show last night, but as usual, another great show tonight. Don't forget your pets when planning for the future. Increase super chat, inflation, all the best. God bless you, Brian. Thank you. Yeah, so definitely want to prepare for your pets as well. Got to take care of the little doggies, yeah. And last night, I didn't I did my Stellar Lobster QFS video in one take. I just recorded it live, but it was private. And then after I was done, I was like, okay, this is good. So I uploaded it. And I think that I kind of messed it up. People were saying that they had issues, that they couldn't watch the video. I think it's because I had taken it from private to public to private to public. I messed with it a couple times and then I just put it out public. And so I don't think that it was showing up in a lot of people's feeds. But yeah, if you guys want my whole like deep dive on Stellar Lobster and the QFS, it was a 40-minute session last night that I recorded and it's posted there on my YouTube for you guys to check it out. So yeah, that's probably why you guys didn't see it last night, because it wasn't live publicly. I just recorded it and then posted it after. Best asset dips to get right now in incoming months. It's going to be all of the utility tokens that we've already been talking about, right? All of the ISO coins. If we do see the precious metals go, that would be a beautiful opportunity as well. Looking at real estate moves right now, the real estate market's already starting to tighten up. So it's a really great opportunity. What's your take on Soros investing in PolySign? I believe that all these people want a piece of the action. You either have to adopt the technology or die. You have PolySign. We know that they're going to be a massive, massive company. There's a lot of good things happening with PolySign that's kind of been behind the scenes. Now they've been a little bit more public with PolySign. And I think that you're starting to see people like, George Soros and others, Wall Street types, that are having to come to the table, and they're trying to get a piece of this action. I want to invest in Ripple through Link2, but don't want to exchange my XRP bags for 10,000 investment of Ripple. What do you think? Yeah, no, I definitely would not sell my XRP to buy Ripple stock. If you don't have additional funds to invest in it, I would not sell my XRP to buy Ripple stock. I still think it's way better of an opportunity XRP. It's just a way to diversify and get you some Ripple stock. And many people already have retirement accounts and already have stock market accounts. So what I've advised people to do is, I don't tell people cash out your IRA and, move it all to cryptocurrency. What I recommend them to do is to invest in cryptocurrency companies, exchanges, fintech companies, like technology companies that are actually going to succeed in the future, right? If you are already in the stock market, because you get hit with that penalty if you take it out. So I tell people that what I'm going to tell you is not what your financial advisor is going to tell you. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give you financial advice, but I don't touch the stock market with a 10-foot pole. I completely am out of that game. Once I become an accredited investor, I will be going in heavy. After we go through the adoption of cryptocurrencies, as we start to, see the quantum financial system actually rolled out, that is when I'm going to be looking at, these other opportunities. Once I've made all my money in cryptocurrency, then we'll be looking at early stage startups and investing, basically becoming a VC. Yeah. Strict Hydra, thank you for the 10 spot. I appreciate that. Yeah. For me, I would just put additional funds over there if you can. I know it's like a $10,000 minimum investment into Link2, right? Something like that. So, yeah. What about Brad's comment on tribalism hurting crypto? He was talking about Bitcoin maxis hurting crypto. Yeah, Bitcoin maxis, ETH maxis have been holding back the space. Zach, can you interview Tim or Katie to see how they know? Yeah, that's in the works right now. Yeah, it's in the works right now. I'll be probably interviewing them over the coming weeks. Yeah. Super excited for that. Mel showed us some love on his channel. We were getting shared in the QSI Telegram. That's good. I'm here for the conversation, and a lot of new people who are just like seeing me for the first time, who are in like those groups, they think that I'm a normie, which is hilarious to me, right? Because I've gone down all the rabbit holes. I know about all of it. I've drank all. This is my QFS Kool-Aid. I'm drinking it every night with you guys. I understand QFS. I understand all the rabbit holes. I was studying it 10 years ago when I was reading Rule by Secrecy by Jim Mars. I understand all the secret societies. We've gone everywhere with it, right? The most recent thing that I had to come across was obviously seeing the Stellar ecosystem being built out, and actually, setting up my Lobster wallet and taking a look at that situation. The other thing that I had to research was the currency resets. I still haven't made any purchases of those either. The Zimbabwe dollar, the Vietnamese dong, the Iraqi dinar. I had to get caught up to speed on that recently, and I had to get caught up to speed on the Lobster situation, but I haven't invested in either one of those. But I appreciate Mel from QFS Team 1, showing us some love. He acknowledged the fact that I said that I just don't know and I don't have enough information to take action right now to make a serious investment. So, that is where I stand. I am completely open-minded, and I know about all of those theories. I know about all those rabbit holes. I could talk about that all night. My problem is that a lot of people that go down that route are doing too much hoping and praying and procrastinating and not taking action. That's my problem with that, is that they buy these currencies, they got their precious metals, they got their cryptocurrencies, now they're buying all the seized assets, then they build out a business plan for their humanitarian project. And my issue is, if you have a business, if you're going to provide value to the world, you can do it now. There's nothing stopping you from starting that business now. This whole like community, in my opinion, gets too caught up on living in the rabbit holes, living in the theories, living in sitting here, not getting anything done. Like, I want to get something done now. I want my business to thrive now. Like, I'm not just stacking these assets and waiting for the flip of the switch moment, and then riches are going to arrive and I'm going to launch my humanitarian project. I'm doing the businesses now, operating every day right now, 13, 14 hours a day now, 7 days a week. I'm not waiting for my humanitarian project to get funding. The lowest interest rates in thousands of years, and you guys are waiting to get funding. There's too much money in the system, right? There's more money than there is good deals, right? So in regards to the QFS Kool-Aid, I love sipping the QFS Kool-Aid. I love going down these rabbit holes. I could talk about this all night, but at the end of the day, we got to take action right now, right? That's my whole spiel, basically, in regards to that situation. It's funny, they're like, he doesn't know how to do decodes. I did decodes all last year, right? Like, we had a lot of fun with those. That's when I kept on getting banned on TikTok, is because I was doing decodes like all the time. I was talking about truth and really hitting it all the time, and I kept on getting banned, right? And decodes didn't make me any money. That's the problem. At least they haven't paid off yet, right? Like, decodes are fun. I love doing decodes. I love doing gematria, tying things together and being like, how the hell does this work? That's fun for me. I get it. But I can't spend all day doing that. I got a family to take care of, and so do you, right? That's where I stand at with that whole thing. You go through the rabbit holes, you get enough information. If you want to buy some Iraqi dinar, if you want to buy some Vietnamese dong, go ahead, right? You buy some lobster assets. Okay, cool. Start your side hustle. Get your money up right now. Inflation's going to kill us if you don't get your paper up right now. That's the situation right now. So over the last 2 years, I thought that they were going to flip the switch over the last 2 years. Here we are still waiting, right? That's my whole point with this whole situation. Do not just sit back and hope and pray that someday it's going to come through and we're going to prosper. There's programs right now, there's education and information right now that will lead you to financial freedom, to a successful business, to a side hustle that changes your life, to getting a raise at your job right now that takes care of your family. Why do you like the dinar? I understand what's going on with that, but I haven't bought any of the currencies. I own no Zim. I know oh no dong. I can't even say these things. The dinar, the dong, the zim. I don't own any of it. I know people in my Discord buy it up, and I think it's great. It's a great way to hedge your bets. It's just like with lobster. People are throwing 5 XLM and they get 1 trillion tokens. For me, what I've never done the meme coins. Like, and part of me, I'm salty on my Dogecoin experience. I could have turned $100 into 5-6 grand off Dogecoin, but I sold at break even. One of the worst things I've ever done in cryptocurrency. And so I'm kind of salty with meme coins, and you spend $100 and you get, I forget at that time, I forget what Doge was at, but anyways, I don't get turned on by spending $5 and getting 1 billion tokens. I've never liked the meme coins thing. And if I'm spending $10 and I'm getting 1 trillion tokens, what is the value of that? That doesn't get me excited or turn me on. Christy, thank you. Thank you for the 20 spot. You are amazing. Keep it up. I feel incredibly lucky to find this opportunity. Thank you, Christy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you guys want to make the bets, if you guys want to hedge it, now I am more bullish than ever on XLM right now. I am dying right now to be investing in cryptocurrency, but I'm waiting, trying to snipe some real estate deals here if they come along. So, we got physical cash, precious metals, cash in the bank, cryptocurrencies, and I spend 90% of my time in my business. Landscape business is killing me right now. That's an everyday hustle. And then we get done with the landscape business, then we come here, we put together the truth for you guys, give you guys the current event updates here, tie it all together. And like I said, 13, 14-hour days, 7 days a week. I love what I'm doing right now. And we're going to continue this, right? Continue to press on. Nothing will happen until after the midterms. I'm worried that they're going to absolutely just wreck this thing. If they know that they're going to lose in the midterms, if they know they're going to lose the next election, I'm worried about them just tanking this thing. I mean, either it's all done by design or they're just that stupid that it is going to fall apart. That's not a political statement. That's just, you tell me, is it all by design or are they just this stupid? Does Elizabeth Warren want to just tear apart this country, or is she just that misled and stupid? I'll let you guys figure that out. Thoughts on the private ledger? Private ledger is going to be crucial for getting enterprise to adopt XRP. It's going to be critical for the central banks. Yeah. Someone said, I get turned on. Hey, whatever floats your boat. If the dong gets you turned on, send it. Send it, my guy. I'm not going to say that again. I do apologize. A little bit of Crown Apple speaking. Super excited this week. We're going to be having my first meetup with my Discord members. Super pumped on that. Lori, what's good? What's good? Thank you guys for coming in. When will the lawsuit end? I don't know, guys. We're watching this thing. Oh, you were talking about the meme coins turning you on? That's cool. That's good. I remember the old days when you had... yeah, I used to shotgun the beers on the TikTok that last year. That was fun. Christine Lagarde is the key to everything. Yeah, you're starting to see in Europe, they're really pushing they're really pushing over there in Europe and at the IMF right now. Yep. Do you think that we need the hokey pokey to transact with XRP? We'll see what happens. Hopefully not. Thoughts on Doge at the moment? I would be selling all of it. Why are they destroying food processing places? I think it's just accidents happening. It's just acts of nature destroying 20 plus food processing plants in the last little bit here. Probably just accidents happening. What's up with the water? It's not good. Water's not good. Make sure you guys get yourself some good water. I got a bottled water here though, but it is non-BPA packaging. So watch the water. BPA free. Crown apple. I don't know what's in that, but sure is good. A little bit of the secret sauce. That's a lot of accidents. Yeah, if you couldn't catch the sarcasm, I do not believe that it's just accidents or coincidence. Thoughts on Algorand? I love Algo. Super bullish. All right, guys, let's go 5 more minutes. Rapid fire Q&A. Let's just go 5 more minutes. Whatever you guys are working with. Let's run through it here. 5 more minutes. UK farmers are being paid not to grow food. Yeah, same thing's happening here in America as well. Yeah, they're getting paid to destroy crops. Yeah. What do I think about Zilica? I was glad to see it catch a little bit of a pump because I do own like a tiny bag. But that might have been it for Zilica. You got to look, if your altcoins do a 50% pump in a day, take your profits. Like, take your money and run. Guys, this is it. EU doesn't need US to prosper. Yeah, well, you know, the whole Western financial world has been in cahoots, right? So yeah, I would argue that they do pretty much work hand in hand. The EU needs Russia just as much as it needs the United States, I would argue, just with the energy that they need. You have found your niche. Yeah, thank you, Christy. Yeah, I love doing this. Love doing this. Any investing in the Flare network or buying stock with Lobster? I haven't bought anything with Lobster, but I'm super excited about Flare. Hopefully, Flare will launch, and hopefully Coinbase will give me my Spark tokens and my Songbird. What do you think Bill Gates is going to do with all the farmland? Alter it. Alter it. Gloria, thank you. Appreciate the gifts, TikTok. Appreciate all the super chats tonight, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up for me on the way out. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're going to go for a few more minutes here. Appreciate all of you guys. I got some vegetable starts. It's another little Little portfolio update for you guys. Got some tomatoes, I got some peppers, some spinach, the basics. What's the next 10x? Vegetables. Got to get your game up. Let's go. What are you guys growing right now? You guys aren't growing anything, huh? Yeah, we just did 2 prepping classes this month of April. 2 prepping classes in my Discord, one on food, one on surviving a grid down scenario, and then we also had another real estate update as well. So, yeah, we did 3 classes this month. Got the Discord meetup this week. I'm so excited. What happens if Ripple releases the escrow to the IMF or other escrow release scenarios? That's the most likely scenario, in my opinion, is that the escrow's already been allocated for the most important central banks for the IMF. That's been the plan all along, in my opinion. Oh, look at that. You guys got the gardens going. That's awesome, guys. Hey, if you're new here, just hit that link in my bio and you can hit my YouTube, find everything you need. Just head to zachrector.com and you'll be able to find everything. But if you're new here on TikTok, make sure you hit the follow button. If you're new here on YouTube, make sure you follow, hit that notification bell. Maybe YouTube will let you know that I posted. But guys, I really appreciate all of you guys sharing this message with other like-minded individuals. I appreciate you guys sharing me in the Telegram groups, in the other Discord groups. I get to see that and I love the feedback. I go in there and I get to read all the comments and read back the comments talking about, what we're talking about here. And, it allows me to get a good gauge on where we're hitting effectively. And, I think that once people come here and they understand and they listen to the conversation that we're having, they understand that our intentions are pure, that all we stand for is truth. We want the regular person to have a chance at making it right now, surviving and thriving during these times. We have a debt crisis, liquidity crisis, food crisis, water crisis, a spiritual crisis, and they are coming for us, right? This year has been the reset year. We knew that this was going to occur, and so we've been preparing. Now it's all finally hitting. And it looks like it's going to get worse before it gets better. So I want you guys to be prepared. We have the investments that'll take care of us on the other side of this scenario, on the other side of this situation. But we got to make it through to the other side before we can take in the wealth during the greatest transformation of wealth in world history. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate all of you guys so much. If you want to hop in the group here, if you want to show support, head on over to the website, Patreon, and sign up there. We'll get you in the Discord. I appreciate all of you guys so much. Thank you so much. Nope. No, I do not have a course. No. Nope. I do not sell a course. Nope. All right. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.